I never thought I'd be writing this, but I need to get this off my chest because what happened is so unbelievable that even my therapist was speechless. My name is Sarah, I'm 34, and I have a 7-year-old daughter named Emma. My sister Jessica is 29, and until 2 weeks ago I would have trusted her with my life. Now, I don't even want to see her face. Let me start from the beginning. The vacation plans 3 months ago, my husband Mike and I decided to take Emma on her first trip to Disney World. She'd been begging to go for years, and we finally saved up enough money to make it happen. We planned everything perfectly, a week in Orlando, staying at one of the Disney resorts, the whole magical experience. Now, here's where I made my first mistake. We have a beautiful home in the suburbs, and I'm admittedly a bit paranoid about leaving it empty. There had been some break-ins in our neighborhood, and I just couldn't shake the anxiety. So I asked Jessica if she'd be willing to house sit for us while we were gone. Jessica had just gone through a rough breakup and was living in a tiny studio apartment. She jumped at the chance, saying she'd love the space and would take great care of everything. She's my little sister, my blood. Of course I trusted her. The red flags I ignored looking back now, there were signs I should have noticed. About a month before our trip, Jessica started making weird comments about Emma's bedroom furniture. "These pieces must have cost a fortune," she'd say, running her hand over Emma's white French provincial dresser. "Seems like a lot for a kid who's just going to outgrow it." I brushed it off. Jessica had always been a bit jealous of the lifestyle Mike and I had built. We both had good careers. I'm a nurse practitioner, and Mike is in software development. We weren't rich by any means, but we were comfortable. Jessica, on the other hand, had bounced between jobs and was always struggling financially, but she was my sister. I thought her comments were just harmless envy, nothing more. The furniture in question wasn't just any furniture. When I was pregnant with Emma, my late mother, who passed away from cancer when I was 26, had saved up her money to buy the most beautiful bedroom set for her future granddaughter. A white dresser with ornate handles, a matching nightstand, a bookshelf, and the most gorgeous canopy bed frame you've ever seen. My mother never got to meet Emma. She died 2 months before Emma was born. That furniture was the only physical connection Emma had to the grandmother she'd never know. I told Emma stories about how Grandma picked out each piece, how excited she was. Emma treasured that furniture because it was from her angel grandma. The vacation our week at Disney was magical. Emma's face when she saw Cinderella's castle for the first time, the way she screamed with joy on the rides. The princess breakfast where she met all her favorite characters. It was everything we'd dreamed of and more. Jessica texted updates every day. "Everything's great here, house is perfect, hope you're having fun." She sent pictures of our living room, our kitchen, even our backyard. Everything looked normal. I had zero concerns. We were supposed to come home on a Saturday, but Mike managed to get an extra day off, so we decided to surprise Emma with an extra day at the parks. I texted Jessica on Thursday night, "Hey, we're staying an extra day. Won't be home until Sunday now. Hope that's okay." Her response was immediate. "Oh wow, okay, sure." No problem at all. I thought nothing of it. The return home we got home Sunday evening, exhausted but happy. Emma had fallen asleep in the car, so Mike carried her inside. I was grabbing bags from the trunk when I heard Mike call my name from upstairs. There was something in his voice that made my blood run cold. I ran upstairs. Emma's bedroom door was open, and Mike was standing in the doorway, frozen. I looked past him and my heart literally stopped. The room was empty, completely empty. The bed frame gone. The dresser gone. The nightstand gone. The bookshelf gone. Even Emma's special reading chair that matched the set was gone. In their place was a cheap twin bed from IKEA, still in its flat-pack boxes, leaning against the wall. Next to it was a plastic 3-drawer organizer, the kind you buy at Walmart for $20. The confrontation. I called Jessica immediately. She didn't answer. I called again, and again. On the 5th call, she finally picked up. "Hey Sarah, you're back." Where is Emma's furniture?" I was screaming. I never scream, but I was screaming. There was a long pause. I was going to talk to you about that." "Talk to me about what?" "Where is My daughter's furniture? Where is My mother's furniture?" Sarah, I needed money, okay? My rent was due and I was going to get evicted. I saw all that expensive furniture just sitting there and Emma's growing anyway. She'll need new furniture soon, so I thought. You thought what? That you could steal from your niece? I didn't steal. I sold it and I'm going to pay you back. I got $1,200 for all of it. Some lady came and picked everything up yesterday. I already used the money for rent and my car payment, but I'll pay you back in installments. I hung up. I couldn't listen anymore. Mike had to physically hold me because I was shaking so badly. Emma's heartbreak, the worst part, came Monday morning when Emma woke up. I heard her scream from her room. She came running down the stairs, sobbing. Mommy, Mommy, someone stole Grandma's furniture. We got robbed. How do you explain to a 7-year-old that her aunt, someone she loved and trusted, sold the only connection she had to her grandmother for rent money? I tried to explain it gently, but Emma was inconsolable. She cried for hours. She kept asking, but why would Aunt Jessie do that? Doesn't she love me? That broke me more than anything. The aftermath, I reported the furniture as stolen to the police. Technically, it was theft. Jessica didn't have permission to sell our belongings. The officer who took my report was sympathetic, but explained that because she was family and had been staying in our home with permission. It was a gray area and would likely be treated as a civil matter rather than criminal. I hired a lawyer anyway. We sent Jessica a demand letter requiring her to either return the furniture or pay us its replacement value within 30 days. The furniture had been a custom set, and my mother had paid nearly $4,000 for it back in 2017. With its sentimental value and the fact that it was no longer manufactured, our lawyer estimated its value at $5,500. Jessica's response came through her own lawyer. Apparently her new boyfriend is an attorney. How convenient. She claimed the furniture was compensation for house-sitting services, and that she'd found it listed on Facebook Marketplace under a fake account, implying I was trying to scam her. The audacity was breathtaking. The family fallout, my father is caught in the middle. He's heartbroken. That furniture represented his late wife's love for her granddaughter. When I told him what Jessica had done, he actually cried. I'd only seen my father cry twice before, at my mother's funeral and when Emma was born. He tried to talk to Jessica to make her see reason. She doubled down, claiming I'd always been the golden child, and she was sick of being treated like a second-class citizen in the family. She said I'd made her feel guilty about being poor her whole life, and this was her taking back what she deserved. What she deserved, she stole from a child, from her own niece. My father told her if she didn't make this right, she'd no longer be welcome in his life. She told him to choose, in those exact words, choose Dad, her or me. He chose Emma. He chose protecting his granddaughter. Jessica hasn't spoken to him since. The investigation, this is where things get interesting. I became obsessed with finding that furniture. I joined every Facebook Marketplace group in our area. I posted in stolen items forums. I even hired a private investigator with some of our savings. It took 2 weeks, but the pie found something. The woman who bought the furniture had posted pictures of it in her daughter's room on her public Facebook page, tagging the location at her home. The pie got an address. I debated what to do. Legally, the furniture was still mine. Jessica had no right to sell it. But this woman had paid for it in good faith. She had no idea it was stolen. I decided to approach her directly. I drove to her house, knocked on her door, and when she answered, I introduced myself and explained the situation. She was mortified, absolutely mortified. She invited me in and we talked for over an hour. Her name was Patricia, and she'd bought the furniture for her daughter's 6th birthday. She showed me the Facebook Marketplace listing. Jessica had used a fake account with a fake name and claimed she was selling it because her daughter had outgrown it. Patricia was a single mother, working 2 jobs. She'd saved for months to afford nice furniture for her daughter. She started crying, saying she'd never have bought it if she'd known. The unexpected twist, here's what I didn't expect. Patricia and I became friends. We were both mothers, both doing our best, both manipulated by Jessica. Patricia felt terrible, and I felt terrible for her. She offered to return the furniture immediately, but when I saw her daughter's room, a tiny bedroom in a modest apartment, with the white furniture making it look like a little princess palace. I couldn't do it. I thought about what my mother would have wanted. She'd wanted Emma to have beautiful things, yes, but she'd also taught me about compassion and understanding. She would have wanted that furniture to make a child happy. So I made Patricia an offer. She could keep the furniture if she let me take pictures to show Emma, and if she'd be willing to let Emma visit sometimes to see it. I told her about my mother, about what the furniture meant. She cried harder and hugged me. She agreed, but she insisted on paying me something. We settled on her paying me $100 a month until she'd paid the $1,200 Jessica had gotten for it. I didn't need the money, but I could see she needed to feel like she'd done the right thing. Telling Emma, the hardest part was explaining all of this to Emma. I sat her down and told her that Grandma's furniture was going to make another little girl very happy, just like it had made her happy. I showed her pictures of the furniture in its new home. I explained that sometimes doing the right thing means letting go of something precious so someone else can be blessed by it. Emma surprised me. She looked at the pictures and said, "The little girl really loves it, doesn't she?" "She does, sweetheart. Grandma would be happy it's making someone happy, right?" I started crying. "Yes, baby. Grandma would be very happy. Can we visit the furniture sometimes? Patricia said you can visit whenever you want." Emma thought about this for a long moment, then said, "Okay. But I'm still mad at Aunt Jessie." "Me too, sweetheart, me too." The legal battle we moved forward with the civil suit against Jessica. I wanted her to face consequences for what she'd done. Not just for the furniture, but for the betrayal, for traumatizing Emma, for everything. The case went to small claims court. Jessica showed up with her lawyer boyfriend, who argued that the furniture was abandoned property, that house sitting entitled her to compensation, and that I was being vindictive because I'd always been jealous of her relationship with Emma. The judge wasn't buying it. He ruled in our favor, ordering Jessica to pay $1,200 in restitution, the amount she'd received from the sale, plus court costs. He also noted in his ruling that her actions constituted a breach of trust and that he found her testimony inconsistent and self-serving. Jessica has yet to pay a single dollar. Where we are now, it's been 6 months since all of this happened. Emma and I visit Patricia and her daughter Madison about once a month. The girls have become friends, and Patricia and I text regularly. She's paid me $600 so far, though I've told her repeatedly she can stop whenever she needs to. My father had his lawyer draft a new will, specifically excluding Jessica from any inheritance unless she repays what she owes and formally apologizes to Emma. Jessica found out somehow and sent a vicious email calling us all terrible names. My father blocked her number. Jessica has been posting on social media about how her toxic family cut her off for being poor, conveniently leaving out the part where she stole from a child. Some mutual acquaintances who don't know the full story have reached out to lecture me about family forgiveness. I just block them. I don't have the energy to explain. Mike and I bought Emma a new bedroom set. She picked it out herself. It's modern and colorful, completely different from the French provincial style. She loves it. But she keeps a framed photo of her old furniture on her new nightstand, and sometimes I catch her talking to it, telling Grandma about her day. The unexpected blessing, here's the thing about all of this. As painful as it was, it taught Emma an important lesson about people. She learned that sometimes the people who are supposed to love you will hurt you, but she also learned that there are good people in the world like Patricia. She learned about forgiveness and letting go. She learned that objects, even precious ones, are just objects, and I learned that I'd been enabling Jessica for years. Always making excuses for her, always bailing her out, always putting up with her jealousy and poor choices because she's family. This forced me to set boundaries I should have set years ago. The final betrayal last month, I found out through a mutual friend that Jessica had actually gotten $2,800 for the furniture, not $1,200. She'd lied about that too. The buyer had posted a review on the Facebook group saying it was a steal at $2,800. Jessica had pocketed an extra $1,600 and lied about it even in court. I contemplated bringing this to the judge's attention for perjury, but honestly, I'm tired. I'm done. Let her live with what she's done. Karma has a way of catching up. Moving forward, sometimes I still get angry. I'll be doing something ordinary, making dinner, folding laundry, and I'll remember Emma's face when she saw her empty room, and the rage floods back. Mike says I need to let it go, and he's probably right, but betrayal like that doesn't just disappear. My relationship with Jessica is over. Permanently. She's tried to reach out a few times through mutual friends, always with the same message. Tell Sarah I'm sorry and I need my family. But she's never said sorry to Emma. She's never even acknowledged what she did to her niece. It's always about what she needs, what she's lost. That tells me everything I need to know. Emma doesn't ask about Jessica anymore. When she does mention her, it's matter of fact. Remember when Aunt Jessie sold my furniture? Like it's just something that happened, not something that still hurts. Kids are resilient in ways that break your heart. The lesson, if there's anything I want people to take from this story, it's this: trust is a privilege, not a right. Family doesn't get a pass to betray you just because you share DNA. And sometimes the people who claim to love you are the ones who will hurt you the worst. But also this: there are good people in the world. People like Patricia, who bought furniture in good faith and was willing to make it right even though she'd done nothing wrong. People who choose kindness over convenience. I don't know if Jessica will ever understand what she destroyed. It wasn't just furniture. It was Emma's connection to her grandmother. It was our trust. It was our family. For $2,800, she threw all of that away. And the saddest part, I don't think she even regrets it. Update: a few days ago, Emma asked if we could donate some of her old toys to Madison, Patricia's daughter. She doesn't have as many toys as me, and Grandma would want me to share, she said. We packed up a box of gently used toys and books, and Emma insisted on including a note. To Madison, from Emma and Angel Grandma in heaven. If Jessica stole the furniture to teach me any lesson. It's this: you can't steal what really matters. Emma's compassion, her kindness, her generous heart, those came from my mother's legacy, and those can never be sold on Facebook Marketplace. That's the inheritance that really counts.